Good morning, everyone. We are where, see?
We're at the Vermont Granite Museum and Granite Festival.
All right, so let's go see what they got. Right, so we have just checked into the Vermont Granite Museum. We're going to check things out here. It's really kind of cool.
We got polish, cone, diamond sawn, dusted. And we're going around to thermal, stipple, which is this guy, I guess, hand axe, brush hammered, which has a texture, and then the rock pitched, which is usually, I think, what the side pieces are on some of the graves, like that one.
You see them around the Airstreamers there? There's Lily and Erlen Lane further on down. So we have all the Airstreamers here at the Granite Museum today. Okay, so this is the kind of thing you learn that you really don't know anything about, but when you go to cool places, you get to find out. So as an Eagle Scout, I knew a lot about Boy Scouting, but I didn't know that the first Boy Scout club in America was actually formed here in Barre. And they were formed by Milne, who's also the guy who formed, from the family probably, of the Rock of Ages. And it says here that was 09-ish or so, and you can see this is the oldest known Boy Scout uniform in existence, which is kind of cool. And they have a bunch of memorabilia. Troop 1 is still from Barre. Some cool Boy Scout paraphernalia here. So this is going to be the statue for the new State House top then, that we saw yesterday. Ah, super cool. Look at this. This gentleman is carving it here.
This is she.
Then they just do like
We'll call it serious because old habits they die hard.
So awesome.
Thank you very much for showing this to us.
Sure.
There's Cindy touching the future arm of the statue, agriculture, which will stand on the Vermont State House, which is being carved here at the Barre Granite Museum. You can see the gentleman there carving in the background. It'll be hollow. So all of us that are here have been totally admiring this building, and if you look at it, if kind of Cindy points out, the reason for the extreme height is you can see the hoist in the back, the crane that would move back and forth and move the granite blocks as they would work through this particular factory, manufacturing the stone cemetery and other monuments of the Barre granite here. So they're really a cool building. We've enjoyed this museum a whole lot.
How much did it cost to get in?
Yep, and it was only $5 per person. So for that small amount of money, I think it was a real good deal. And then we're going to head out to the festival here, the Granite Festival outside here shortly. So what do you think, Steve? What's happening here?
It looks like they're building a wall, because they have a little wall over there that it looks like they built. Bet you it's going to be something similar.
So having had our fair share of granite, we were off to do one of our favorite things in the world.
So we saw Dog River Brewery at the festival, so we decided to actually visit the brewery versus trying their beer there. It's 12:45. I think it's time for a cold one.
Nice. All right.
Made it. Stuff.
Check this place out. Look at that beautiful tanks in the back.
This is the mango ale. Okay, great.
So we'll start off with the light mango ale.
The tanks are from Holland.
From Holland, okay. They're beautiful.
Yeah, they're awesome. That's wanted to be our focal point, right?
So they're brewing an English ale, an Oktoberfest, a mango, and an American pale, it looks like. So look at how cool this thing is. It comes right out of his front kettles here. Look at that. Right out of there. Apparently this is designed by the brewer himself, this system, which is really cool. And inside these kettles, you say there's a bag, right? That makes it easy to clean.
Looks like a giant wine bag.
Super try this English ale, see how this is. And the thing that I really love about these guys, we just finished a small flight, and they're brewing traditional beers. As you guys know, I hate those donut frosted chocolate chip peanut butter beers, but as you can see here, they're brewing some really traditional stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and go back, take a look at the
Behind the scenes.
brewing operation behind the scenes, and Cindy always loves touring a brewery with a beer in hand. So,
That's
so how big of a brewery you got here?
It's a 10-barrel brewery.
Awesome.
That is the kettle, and the mash tuns are a mash tun and a hot liquor tank are made from a giant dairy tank split in half.
Okay, cool. So, all right,
So
all right.
we do a pretty open brewing operation, very simple, but it makes the beer that you just tasted. So
Yeah, which was delicious.
You can't be
It's
bad.
quite yummy.
Yeah. And then back here is where all the fermentation and these are the two bright tanks.
Okay.
They carbonate and condition beers.
Okay.
We do open fermentation,
Cool.
a traditional sort of way to brew beer, and it's made some really good beers. It allows for a lot of those things that sort of make beer taste weird to get out.
Yeah.
So my husband does everything here. It's a one-man brewery operation, so he can brew a 10-barrel batch in one day.
Oh, wow.
By himself. So he's an engineer, so he made it so it was a process for him.
That's
Excellent.
awesome. Engineers make the best brewers, as far as I'm
As,
concerned.
Yeah.
as you should know.
Yes. So he designed all of the we keep
Look at the
everything
overheads.
we keep everything cooled by glycol tubing. So we don't have a cold room. We just have a chiller that runs for all of our tanks. So it's a single operation.
But just look at how neat this operation is. You can tell an engineer's running this. Look at the
you
organization.
see everything's all
Right, look at the wall.
it's all
and
properly
everything's
done.
in its place.
yeah.
This is not a liberal arts person brewing beer right here.
Very simple, but my husband likes things to be where they are. Keeps everything clean.
This is,
We have a small grain mill, but we do get most of our grain already crushed. So that makes it a little easier for him, but all the specialty grains he crushes.
Awesome.
That's about it.
Oh, that is-
It's a very small operation, but it makes a lot of good beer.
well, with the beers as we've tasted them, your operation is going to get bigger because they were absolutely delicious.
Yes.
And the best part of all, you can see he's hung an American flag in the back of the brewery, which I always appreciate. As you guys know, when I worked, I hung American flags all over my place.
Yep.
See?
His father passed, and he was a vet, and that's his flag.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
very
Excellent.
So
nice.
that makes it
Excellent.
means a lot to him to have it, because his dad didn't get to see this happen.
Well, this
so.
is
wow.
extremely
Kind of
impressive.
why.
Yeah, well, that makes it extra special.
Yeah.
You see here, I think some got some popcorn. Oh yeah. And that is our brewery tour. So Cindy, I think, went with the Dog Pale
Yes.
American
Pale.
Pale, and I went with the Oktoberfest. But I think that that English ale might be in my future before
Yeah, well, the mango
departure.
ale was excellent as well.
So there you have it, a typical day of Rich and Cindy Airstreaming rallies. So we returned to our campground after having learned a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't know about Granite, about Vermont, and about a wonderful brewery that we had never even heard of, and just absolutely enjoyed the tour that they gave us and sampling some of their beers. So overall, it was an excellent day, and we made our way back to the rally field, the Lazy Lions campground, and there you see the Luv Sub coming into view as we finish our day. See you next time.